Epilogue, the adventure continues. Because as you know, we had to stop our hike of the AT due to COVID-19, and that our trip to North Carolina was canceled. Since we had now finished Maine and all of the northern section of the AT, we were trying to plan our next trip to the south. However, we found that we were unable to use our paid tickets for the flight, as we were told by the airline that now our tickets had expired. During the times that we were not able to get back onto the AT since August 2019, we decided to hike some of the other long-distance trails in New England. We had already finished hiking the North-South Trail, the NST for short, in Rhode Island, which is a challenging 77-mile hiking and biking path stretching from Charlestown's coast to the Massachusetts border in Burrillville, traversing diverse landscapes like forests, fields, and rocky areas, often using dirt. We had done like we had done on the Appalachian Trail, hiked this in sections over several years. We had also already completed hiking the Midstate Trail, the MST for short, which is a scenic footpath located in Worcester County, 45 miles west of Boston. This 92-mile hiking trail extends from Rhode Island, crossing the gentle hills of central Massachusetts, and eventually connecting to the Wapak Trail in New Hampshire. This trail was also done over many years in section hiking. We had also finished hiking the New England National Scenic Trail, known as the NET, which is a 235-mile hiking trail route that has been in existence for over half a century. The NE travels through 41 communities in Connecticut and Massachusetts and is comprised primarily of the historic Mattabesett, Metacomet, and Monadnock, known as the MMM trail systems. This had taken a lot of years to complete. The Wapak Trail that we had finished was a 21.5-mile hiking trail that runs north-south over a half-dozen small mountains, none taller than 2,300 feet, from Mount Watotic in Ashburnham in Massachusetts to North Pack Monadnock in Greenfield, New Hampshire. It runs alongside ponds and wetlands, through dark woods and open blueberry fields, past stone walls and cellar holes, and across ledges and summits, with fine views of Boston to the hills of Vermont. The Wapak Trail passes through both public lands and private lands, and has 6 trailheads with parking. Some thru-hikers complete the long-distance hiking to where it connects with the Midstate Trail in Massachusetts at the southern end. We had also finished hiking several short-distance hiking trails, such as the Robert Frost Trail, a 47-mile-long footpath that passes through the eastern Connecticut River Valley of Massachusetts. The trail runs from the Connecticut River in South Hadley, Massachusetts, to Ruggles Pond in Wendell State Forest, through both Hampshire and Franklin County, and includes a number of scenic features such as the Holyoke Range, Mount Orient, Puffer's Pond, and Mount Toby. The trail is named after the poet Robert Frost, who lived and taught in the area from 1916 to 1938. Here in Connecticut, we had completed several of the Connecticut Blue Blaze Trail. There are now over 825 miles of Connecticut blue-blazed hiking trails that pass through 96 towns, traversing both public and private lands. We still have many more of this trail that we still need to complete. And now appearing on our list to finish hiking are the New York Long Trail and the Taconic Crest Trail in New York, the Tully Trail, and the Mahican Mohawk Trail in Massachusetts, which we have been doing since 2019. So as you can see, we are hikers and take advantage of every holiday and vacation time to hike as many trails as we can. So you may ask, what trail is left that we are now finishing after COVID-19? Well, as I had mentioned in my prologue, we still had to continue our hike on the Vermont Long Trail. The Vermont Long Trail follows the main ridge of the Green Mountains from the Massachusetts-Vermont line to the Canadian border and was built between 1910 and 1930. It is one of the oldest long-distance hiking trail in New England. This is a 272 miles backpacking trail over some of the hardest terrain that you could imagine. It is the absolute scariest, hair-raising, strenuous, sweat and tear hiking trail that we had ever experienced, and its difficulty should never be underestimated. We had started this trail in Vermont when we were doing the Appalachian Trail in 2005, and we had now finished this trail in 2025. This will be a new book on another epic adventure. As of August 2025, we had finally got back onto the southern section of the Appalachian Trail. We had drove our truck camper to Harper's Ferry, West Virginia, and did a backpacking trip to connect West Virginia with Virginia. A trail angel known as Trail Boss, who maintains this section of the AT and had also constructed the section of the trail that we are hiking, had picked us up and dropped us off in Virginia for our backpacking trip heading south. This section of the trail had an area that was called the roller coaster, and let me tell you, it had lived up to its name. You can read more about this in our next book, The Appalachian Trail. No one has done it like this, finishing the Appalachian Trail. However, do not expect this book anytime soon, as now the trail is much further from where we are, and it is going to be very hard to plan our trips to get onto the AT again. We are now 64 years old and do not know when we should retire right now. We want to try to get back onto the trail over our vacation, but we will need to figure out how to get to the trail. It had been a very long drive up and back to the trail this year, and it will be a long drive or a long flight. I have even been looking at how we could get there by train. We will not give up. It is our goal, and somehow we will get back onto the trail and complete the Appalachian Trail.